Good morning, everybody. Wake up, St. Lucia. I am very excited because we're getting very close to October, which is officially our Creole Heritage Month. And you know already it's St. Lucia culture, heritage at its best. And of course, our Folk Research Center is still very well alive and kicking. And I think I have a man who needs no introduction. But in case you don't know who he is, please introduce yourself.
Hilary Laforce, Executive Director of the Folk Research Center.
Great. Now, of course, we all knew that, and welcome again to this morning. And I'm very happy that our time is coming once again.
Thank you very much. It's always a pleasure. As you know, around this time of year, it's a time when everything cultural has to come into focus. And the Folk Research Center, the main proponent of our culture in St. Lucia, once again is this time teaming up with the Cultural Development Foundation, CDF, and the Events Company, as well as some of ministries, agriculture, CEDU, the National Trust, the Archaeological and Historical Society, in putting together a program for Journée Creole and Creole Heritage Month. Now, this year we put out a new concept, whereas in the past we had 4 communities hosting Journée Creole. We have decided to do one community, although we have added one recently. But we wanted to have activities throughout the month in various communities and have the last day, which is Journée Creole, and incidentally this year, it falls on the exact day that is International Creole Day, October 20th, Sunday, October 20th. And so we had planned, as I said, to have activities in different areas. For example, we have an activity in Bellevue. Well, let me begin with the launch. The launch of the activity of Creole Heritage Month for Journée Creole begins in Choiseul on Sunday, September 30th. That's this weekend. They'll be having a craft festival. As part of that craft festival, we're using it to launch the Creole Heritage Month. We're having a church service at the Roman Catholic Church at 10 o'clock, and the activity begins at 11 o'clock. There will be some official presentation and speeches by various persons. And then the activity continues right up to 9 in the evening. There'll be the crafters displaying their craft. They'll also be having craft on sale. So it'll be a grand day on Sunday, September 30th. We're looking forward to seeing most persons come down to Choiseul. There'll also be food and there'll also be a drink, all local Creole cuisine. Okay? Now, when we leave there, the very next day, which is the 1st of October, there is an icon series which is spearheaded by the Cultural Development Foundation. They will be honoring Ramapoleon in the school, the Bellevue School. It will be transformed into a nice theater. There will be entertainment again on the life of Ramapoleon, music. There'll be violinists, there'll be dancers, there'll be food, there'll be drink. In fact, it will be a very nice setting, and it starts from 5 o'clock on Monday afternoon in Bellevue. When we leave there, we go down to the Marshall Playing Field on the 14th, where we have what is called a Ulila Rama, a Ulila Festival, where teams that play local cricket will be out there. We have at least 8 teams playing each other on a knockout basis for the entire day. And as part of that celebration at Ulila there'll be music, there'll be entertainment, there'll be food, drink, and so on. And it will be a nice day. And then during the month, we have what is called World Food Day, which is spearheaded by the Ministry of Agriculture. That's been held at the Fond d'Or place out there. And there's also within that month, La Marguerite on the 17th. That is again being pushed by the CDF. But we also involved, and we also be having a big fete. It's happening in Dennery, Larissus Dennery, the La Marguerite Festival, and also the schools will be involved. And then the big day, we call it the Grand Fete.
Oh, yes.
20th of October. This is the one. And this one will be one of a difference. In the past, people have been saying, look, when is Journée Creole? Always is a big bloco. Lots of people and so on. We are saying, all right, originally we wanted to use the occasion to educate our people about our Creoleness, our language. In fact, it began around the language, the Creole language. That is why October 20th is International Creole Day, Journée Creole International. So we took the opportunity to decide, well, let us educate our people about all what is Creole. So we come up with the food, of course, Creole foods, Creole technologies, ways of making local baskets, local fish pots, sewing of balls, making farine, making cassava. All of these things are Creole technologies, which we learned from our ancestors for many, many years ago. And one of the theme for this year is Découvert Saint Lucie, Découvert Cow. Discover St. Lucia, discover yourself. And we're saying so because there are many St. Lucians who don't know St. Lucia. They allow tourists to know about St. Lucia more than themselves. There are different heritage sites in St. Lucia. There's Tet Paul, there's the Sulphur Springs, there's Jerusalem, there's Font Jean Libre, there is the Mamiko Gardens. Many of us have not been to these places. So we're asking St. Lucians to go to these places. We are speaking to those persons who own these sites to have a discount, to encourage St. Lucians to see these places and enjoy themselves. So that's the big package for Creole Heritage Month 2018.
Great. Well, that sounds fantastic. Clearly, there's plenty to do. Everything leading up to the anticipation of the final day, the major day, the Guafet. So, St. Lucia, you are in the know. You know what's down on the calendar. So I hope you took down notes, put your dates down. We look forward to seeing you. And, of course, coming right up will be this Sunday. So you make sure you come on out, as well as followed by that is the Monday. We have the first of the grand launch, Bellevue, this Sunday, and then the following day, it's a holiday, no reason not to go. So make sure you come out. It's going to be the Icon Series, and that again is down in Bellevue. So thank you so much as always, and we look forward to running into you throughout the month as we celebrate.
Very well.
Good morning to you, St. Lucia. Wake up in the know with us right here on This Morning. I'm Chayla Mendes, your host. I would like to introduce you to an important lady today. She goes by the name of Joan. How are you today?
Pretty good.
Great. And just tell us who you are and what it is that you do.
I'm Joan Morris, and I'm a first aid instructor.
Okay. So that's our first clue as to what we're going to be talking about today. And something very special was taking place, which I know is something that the Red Cross does on a regular, but you're actually doing first aid training, correct?
Yes, first aid, CPR, and AED training.
And for those who don't know, AED is Automotive External Defibrillator. I know it's a tongue twister. It's okay. I probably took a million takes to try and say it, but we're fine. So what's important today is that we're going to learn some useful information. So, Joan, just tell us a little bit about what you've been teaching today.
We started with teaching them how to recognize an emergency, deciding to take action, and to use all their senses to survey the scene, to make a picture in their minds of what actually happened, and if they really want to help, to go ahead and make that decision to help, and maybe save someone's life.
Now, whilst listening to you during the class and the sessions, I did hear you mention about first responders and second responders. So what exactly are the roles of these two persons?
Okay, we spoke about first and second responder when doing practicing the AED, that particular lesson, because sometimes you come on a scene, and to be successful in helping the person, you need help from someone else. So the first responder would be the person in charge of the scene. So you ask, is there anyone else who is trained and can help? So that person would go would be responsible to call 911 to get the AED and the first aid kit. When they come with the first aid kit and the AED, if there's one available, we don't have too many in St. Lucia, but places like the hospital, the banks, the post office, I have noticed them at the post office in Castries, they do have AEDs. So that person would be responsible to put on the pads, to turn it on, and to follow the instructions.
Now, when it comes to first aid, what are some of the steps or practices or things that people should know about first aid or administering first aid?
The most important thing is to be trained. I think all St. Lucians should try to do the course, because most times you end up helping. It is true you help total strangers, but you do help save the lives of loved ones, people you love most dear. It is really sad when you are in a situation where somebody desperately needs help and you don't know what to do. It's a feeling of complete helplessness. Mm-hmm. So if you're trained, make up your mind to help. Walk with gloves, decide to act, and you to do what you were trained to do.
Perfect. Now, with this, I mean, there's talks of, threats of storms, etc. We are in the hurricane season, and I can see this being an essential skill that persons can have up their belt as well too. So, with that, how are persons able to enroll or be part of the course?
You can call the St. Lucia Red Cross or come down to the office at VG and register. Or you can ask, in every community we have a local Red Cross group. So I'm from Bexar, and if you're from that area, you just contact me and I will guide you along the way. But you just call into the Red Cross office and ask to register for a class, and they will put you on the next available class.
Now, you also demonstrated CPR as part of your session here today. What are some of the precautions and steps people take for CPR?
It's just for CPR, you have to come in and to be trained. It's not something that I can teach just by talking about it. It's hands-on. You come in and we teach you until we feel that you have it down correctly.
Okay. And the AED machine, if you can tell us briefly how it works.
The AED, anybody can use the AED. If you turn on the AED, it will guide you and tell you exactly what to do. You can do that, but you must be able to perform CPR correctly. Okay. Yes, the two go together. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, perfect. Well, right now, of course, this is an opportunity to let persons know why they need to at least get themselves trained, because sometimes we tend to have a laissez-faire attitude about things like this and don't see the importance. So now is the moment to let St. Lucia know why they need to take action and, of course, ensure that they get themselves enrolled in the course.
Okay. So, St. Lucians, I'm appealing to you to come down to Red Cross and be trained. The life you save may be the life of your loved ones, the people that you love most dear. So everybody, please come down, see Miss Gillard, talk to her, and she will fix you up.
All right, perfect. And who knows, you might be lucky enough again to have Joan personally training you. And again, CPR, first aid, these are all essential skills in my opinion as well. So thank you very much for enlightening us today.
You're welcome.
Great. And St. Lucia, we hope to see you come on down here and, of course, get yourself leveled up as you get more training and get an essential skill up your belt. Good morning to you, St. Lucia. It's time to rise and shine, and we are definitely waking you up in the know. Right now, we are with our friends at the Red Cross. So a special good morning to Ms. Gillard. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fine, thanks. And a very pleasant good morning to all viewers.
Super. I'm so happy to have you here with us, and this is the point. Definitely make sure you wipe the sleep out of your eye, grab your coffee, because you need to start taking down notes. We are going to be going over disaster preparedness. Of course, we have the warning going out for Storm Kirk. So again, precaution is better than cure. And when it comes to being prepared, Red Cross is one of our go-to bodies for that. So Ms. Gillard, let us, start off with what St. Lucia needs to know right now.
Right now, every St. Lucian should be prepared. Late August, September, that's the peak of the hurricane season, and we had all the months ahead to be prepared. So I'm hoping that all our viewers out there, all St. Lucians, do know what to do, have everything in place, all the kits to leave home, if they have to leave home, is fully packed, that the family members have all the documents in a safe location, that if they have to leave, they can just grab the bag and leave. We know it is a warning and anything can happen with Cook. As you can see, last week we were expecting something and then the storm died down and Cook is back in the area. Employing persons to please, if you're living in low-lying area, make sure that all your things that may be spoiled by the water is off the ground, up on the shelf. If you're living riverside, make sure that you find a safe place to go to. Do not wait until the water is underneath your bed to leave, because we've had the experience that people wait till last minute. They call in the fire service, and that's putting other people's lives at risk. So please, if you know that your house is not safe, make arrangement with your friends and families. Make sure you know where the shelter in your community is, and have your bags packed. So if you have to leave, you leave with some food, a sleeping item. When you go to the shelters, there's nothing at shelters for you. You'd need to wait a couple hours or even a full day before the shelters can get supply. So please make sure you have your kit, your disaster kit, with some basic food items. Don't forget your medication, your glasses, a little cash on hand, because you may have money in the bank and you cannot get to the bank. It's always good to have a little cash on hand in times of disasters.
Great. And even with that, I know one of the things that you all offer at the Red Cross, I feel like we touched on that last year, is the family planning to put together an emergency plan.
Definitely. We have what we call the family emergency plan. It's a little brochure which tells you what to do, who does what, and it's not only for hurricane, it's multi-hazard. You can feel free. Viewers can come in, we can have a one-on-one with them and give them one of the plans.
Great. And you see, I feel like, again, this is yet another important time. In case you did not know or were not aware that this is actually available, this is a critical point to have that. So whether or not, we get hit by Cook, it will not do you harm to come down, get the advice, get the plan as well. That way, again, knowing is half the battle. Being prepared is better than, being lost in the storm.
Preparedness is the key. Preparedness. If you're prepared, you have everything in place, your family members know what to do, where to get whatever it is to run out of the house, you will be less stressed.
And I know you all at the Red Cross have teams, or should I say like subunits within the different communities as well.
Yes, we have our CDRT teams. A message has gone out to them that there's a warning, so they get their members together and be in a state of preparedness.
Great. Now, when it comes to Red Cross, do you all offer shelters?
No, we do not offer shelters. Here is not a shelter. However, it's a neighbor. Somebody from across the road needs to run, and here is the first place, we will allow them to come in. But what we do, we assist at shelters. Shelter is a business of the Ministry of Education, because most schools are used as shelters, and the principals are the shelter managers, but we assist at shelters.
Well, St. Lucia, this is your reminder to stay prepared. If you need the guidance and you need a preparedness plan, make your way over to the Red Cross. They'll be happy to assist you with that as well. And any closing words that you'd like to leave them with?
Well, we just want St. Lucians to be safe, listen to the local news, listen to the local report and forecast. Do not depend on other people. You can do it for yourself, so you have the message and you know what to do and when to do whatever you have to do. Do not go out panic buying. At this time, people should have their bags of stuff prepared to move out. You had from June to November, and like we tell people, every week, every month, you buy one item extra and you put in that bucket or that bag. So when you have to leave, when you hear a storm is coming our way, you do not have to go out to the supermarket and buy. You have everything already there waiting for you.
Again, this is advice to take out. I know plenty of people watching might be part of those going into panic buying. But again, if the worst does not come, then at least continue to be prepared, be ready. Let that be a wake-up call for you. And of course, being prepared is way better than being in a frenzy during the storm. So I want to thank you very much for your advice.
Thank you so very much, and I wish you a pleasant day and be safe.
Thank you very much, St. Lucia. Stay safe. This brings us to the end of today's show, and I hope everybody enjoyed every segment. Of course, it's been very informative today. Please remember, precaution is definitely better than cure. So let us not be lackadaisical. Let us not pretend that we are fortune tellers, and let us just be prepared and move forward. So everybody stay safe. Have an amazing day. This wraps up this morning officially, which means it's now for you to do your part to ensure that the day is an amazing one for you. So go out, own it, and conquer it, and we shall see you, God willing, tomorrow.